get the kids. Die Deutschland, Best is on.
Okay.
My favorite. Better clap. Long live Das Reich und long live mein Führer, Heil Hitler!
Hello, everybody.
Who do you think you are?
What do you mean? I'm Hitler.
I am Hitler!
No, I'm Hitler, I
No,
swear.
you are not. I am Hitler!
Hello, fellow Germans. My name is Herr Wilhelm Reif, and welcome to the best news in Nazi Germany. Anything is supreme in the eyes of the Führer, fueled by the passion for this great man. Conqueror of empires and regimes, the one and only Adolf Hitler is our first guest on the show. The donkey may sway, but the words are true. But first, let us listen to news that is occurring overseas. Heil Hitler! We have just received a transmission from the front lines. Corporal Flutwaffel Schmidt said, "It seems as if the Americans have intruded onto the seas of our newly reclaimed land. But no need to worry, we are pushing them back slowly from the beaches." Signing out. Now we would like to welcome Christian Vanderbutt.
Hello, my friends. I am Christian Vanderbutt. I don't know how our defense was never breached, but yet we still cower in fear against the Americans with their mysterious tactics, their misinformed transmission, and their fake armies. The German spirit keeps us alive no matter the situation.
Interesting. How do you plan on keeping up the spirits?
With lots of beer, of course.
I see you love beer.
Yes, I do. Exactly. We can beat these allied bastards.
Technical difficulties, we will now switch to the rudder.
God! This is my country! I control what goes on around here. Not you imbeciles of the first rank. Let me explain the hardships of the German people. Here in Middle Europe, we have over 80 million Germans. These people, too, have a life. Peace of life pertains to them, not to you. For 300 years have we been cheated of this. They could have not only been cheated because they were so spread out, because of Austria, because of Czechoslovakia. These are heartless people. I want them to be dead. I want every able-bodied male who is a true German to join the ranks in protecting our country. This is also what it means. Peace! All Germans will live in peace and unity with plan to have for ourselves.
Thanks for listening tonight. Tune in next time. Heil Hitler!
Hey kids, come downstairs and watch the news with me real quick. I heard there's something good on TV today.
Recently, we just received news from our spies that one of our brethren was killed by Hitler himself. He was killed by a pistol. Here is video evidence of the event. Fortunately, that spy was able to provide us with information on how our attack will look when we attack on D-Day. Now we have our esteemed general here with us today. Now tell us, General, how have the Allies prepared for this invasion, and where is the invasion taking place?
Okay. The attack was focused on 5 different beaches on the coast of the North. Sword Beach, Juno Beach, Gold Beach, Omaha Beach, and Utah Beach. This peninsula was called the Continental Peninsula. It was chosen because it's flat and firm beaches and to take the Germans off guard.
Thanks. The American people wanted to know what was going on during this attack. What did the military people do to prepare exactly?
Well, first of all, we know that lots of men and means lots of supplies. Let's get that straight. In 1 month alone, we shipped 1,500,000 tons of cargo alone from New York to England. We shipped all this to ports and depots with more than 245 million square feet of storage space. All the high priority cargo was shipped by plane when D-Day was getting closer. This went on for 2 years prior to D-Day. The British thought that as we piled more stuff on their island, that it would tip over. The only way to keep our enemy from not seeing our gear was to camouflage it, because lots would just lie.
What is the best part of all the preparation that went into your attack?
Well, I think that the best part of it all was the planning that we used, the more than 125 million maps, just to help with the invasion.
That's a large amount of maps. Was there any training or gear improvements that was required when you went into pre-invasion planning?
Actually, there was a lot of that. We trained our troops on dozens of different types of landing crafts for military operations. We practiced in combat teams, unloading and loading. We also made many improvements to our weapons for the assault. Another thing that happened, that we had midget submarines and small boats to take pictures of the Germans' coastal defense.
As we all are aware, Operation Overlord is in progress right now. Is that right?
Yes, that is right.
Do you have any news on the progress that you have made so far?
All I can tell you is that we have met the most resistance at Omaha Beach. And as you know, that is one of the beaches that us, the Americans, are attacking.
Why is a battle even being fought, Mr. General?
The reason we are fighting this battle was to start the beginning of the end of the war.
Isn't that what Churchill said at the beginning?
Yep. We decided to fight there at Normandy so that we can provide a safe entry point for the Allied troops to be funneled into the Axis control of Europe. We also attacked here to enable us to start taking back the countries from the Germans who stole them. This is why Churchill said this attack will be the beginning of the end. As soon as we land, all of the Allied troops here into France and the downfall of Hitler will begin to take place in Europe. Europe will be free from this vile perpetrator.
Thank you for being here, General. As our time here to get together is coming at a close, I would just like to remind all our viewers, all who die at Normandy will be heroes in our hearts and prayers. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Goodbye.
Daddy, do you want to play toy with me?
No, we still have to watch the German TV show.
Okay. How about we watch the one about the war that we watched a little while ago?
Why not?
Hello, how are our troops doing today?
Oh, we're doing very fine. We just ate a very hearty dinner.
And what did you eat? That slime that our country calls food?
Dude, don't even talk about that, bro. That stuff is good.
Well then, what news do we have today?
Well, basically, our spies have located where our allies are going to attack from. They're attacking from Scotland, and we've seen that there are 350,000 troops setting up. Our spies have also taken pictures of many tanks and planes that are setting up on that coast, so that's where they should be attacking.
Well then, that's great news. We should go tell Hitler.
You're right.
Wait, General. We also found out the Allies were building tunnels for the tanks.
Okay, use this to let the Führer know.
Okay. Yellow, this is Sergeant Roman of the 21st Panzer Unit. I'm calling High Command in Berlin.
Okay, we'll patch you into High Command.
Yo man, High Command, you copy? You copy?
We copy. What news do you have from the battlefield?
Man, we heard that the Scottish man, they're taking over. General Frickman told us to build advances there.
Thank you for the great news. We will definitely take the Allies down this big invasion. They won't even know that we knew what they were doing the whole time. Thanks again. The Reich will succeed and we'll conquer the world. Hail Hitler!
Thanks man, let us know when the commands are soon.
How was the call to Berlin?
Good, I'd like to know what's going on.
Oh, take this beer and this cigarette for payment.
I'm celibate, you imbecile.
I'll take it.
Oh, why not?
Thanks, man. Let us in! Let us in!
Never! I want to be an independent one, free from the works of your factories. Let me be me, not nurturing your Nazi Germany babies.
If you don't come work by helping take care of the children, we'll have to arrest you. The Fuhrer demands you to work for the cause of raising future soldiers. Soldiers that you'll have to respect.
Never!
This is your last chance to come with us. The Fuhrer also demands that you have a child in the name of the Nazi Germany cause.
No!
Oh yeah?
Oh no!
No! Get back here! No! Surrender or die! What are you doing?
Saving myself from your causes. You have 14.9 million women who you can work under your own services. Get your own slaves and sex slaves. I want to be free. Long live the German rebellion.
Dad! What are the Allies doing to prepare for D-Day?
Well, son, let's watch a show on the military camps.
Yay!
Go.
How are the new recruits coming along?
Doing pretty well, actually. We practiced D-Day for unloading the boats and unloading them. They're actually pretty well at this.
Did you know that our spies have planted the false information on our attack plans to let the dang Nazis think that we were attacking from Scotland? They even sent aerial reconnaissance planes over and thought they saw planes that were really just our planes made out of plywood and tanks made of rubber. As Sun Tzu wrote, all wars based on deception. Blah 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 blah.
Well, we heard that there was an assassination attempt on Hitler. Unfortunately, the assailant failed the attempt and was sent for execution. And now we have some kind of plan to attack Germany. The only plan is how.
Life itself is serene and secure. How must we defeat such vile beasts from existence? Blah 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 blah.
Our alliance with the German resistance has shown to be quite useful as we have gained access to materials that otherwise would not be accessible because of the Nazi Germany army.
Hey, Coach. What do we do now?
I guess you guys do 20 push-ups and 1 minute planks.
Fine. We'll do that right now.
Oh, and go do a 1 mile run around this place.
Okay.
The only thing that remains is just planning for the next attack.
Blah 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 blah.
Oh, shut up already. Come on, man. Hey, soldiers, don't forget for the landing day.
Okay!
Are you always the last one to find out important information? Well, you can be the first one now with this new radio from the New York Music Incorporated. This radio is equipped with 40 channels. Wow. So now you won't miss any more news worldwide. Let's hear from our satisfied customers.
Get out of here. Hey, boys! I used to not be able to listen to music when I cleaned the house, but now I can listen to music whenever I want, and I can finish cleaning the house 10 times faster than I could before. Thanks, New York Music Incorporated, for creating this awesome radio. By the way, boys, I'm free. Just call my number.
When you buy this new radio, you can always listen to this many songs, such as Glenn Miller and his big band, Benny Goodman and his roaring quartet. How about Cootsy Williams and his sexy band? Thank you for the show.
That's enough for today, Dad.
Okay, let's go to your friend's house.
We have to do...
Okay, Mom, we're gonna watch TV, okay?
Sure.
There are 3 different infantry divisions in World War II, 15,000 to 20,000 strong on D-Day. There were airborne divisions half that size. German divisions were less than 10,000. Each squad consisted of 9 to 12 men. Each platoon had 3 to 4 squads, about 40 men in total. 3 to 4 platoons to a company, about 125 each. 3 to 4 companies to a battalion, about 500. 3 to 4 battalions to a regiment, about 2,000. Germans had a maximum of 1,750 fighters and 500 bombers to combat the 7,500 Allied planes operating within the invasion forces. Division includes of the non-combatant people. There are 5 beaches in total. First consists of the Utah, Omaha, each with American-sized forces. Gold, Juno, and Sword were by the British forces as well with Canadian forces. The most significant battle that happened was the Omaha Beach. And we can see this behind us. In the master plan, the Air Force's ground troops, airborne divisions, and naval units were welded together to form the most powerful force ever hurled against an enemy shore, known as the history of the greatest invasion. The invasion started with air fleets that were carrying out a plan for strategic bombing of enemy targets. On their priority list were different types of military buildings, such as submarine pens, aircraft, munitions, and armament plants. 20 days before D-Day, airfields and communications were bombed within 130 miles of Caen, as you can see by this picture. This attack was carried out on the eve of D-Day and repeated 30 minutes before H hour. Night and day fighters were used, and the final assault joined by 1350 flying fortresses and liberators. There were 11,000 tons of bombs used to attack on German coastal defenses. Allied planes dropped 11,000 tons of bombs in the 8 hours preceding the landing, and big naval guns pounded the coast before the troops went to shore. In 10 minutes, 600 naval guns fired 2,000 tons of shells at Nazi batteries. There are two types of planes that were used: American Thunderbolts that flew over high cover, while British Spitfires flew low. Night bombers laid smoke screens everywhere. Other planes protected the convoy across 70 miles of channel. One of the most effective new weapons in the invasion was a 50-pound rocket projectile. Innovation in Normandy was dropping of dummies, which confused the German troops as to where the real landings were made to be made. Adding injury to insult, some of these dummies were filled with explosives. After this, minesweepers took out Nazi mines across the coast and water. There are two types of bombing that were used. One was called strafe bombing, which stopped and then went to a 90-degree angle. The other one was called glide bombing, which went in a parabola-shaped U. At 400 to 500 miles an hour, the planes were too fast to be tracked by Nazi flak batteries. Then 4,000 ships carried the equipped troops across the English Channel under protection of a powerful naval force, including 12 battleships and thousands of aircrafts. Bulldozers with armored caps roll off the barges, pulling sleds with steel masts to build roads across the soft sand. If a tank or heavy piece of artillery is hit by an enemy shell or a truck bogs down, the bulldozers push them out of the way and the supplies move on. Some of the bulldozers were carried ashore from LSTs and other landing crafts on the Navy new Rhino ferry, a self-propelled barge of light-wielded steel pontoons. Some gliders carried light tanks. The glider regiments quickly built landing strips for the troop transports. The location of these airstrips was selected months in advance from aerial photos. The calculations from these photos were so accurate that the number of cubic yards of earth to be moved can be closely estimated. Every one of the 10,000 men landing in France required about 10 tons of ships of overall equipment, an additional ship ton of 30 days. The number of separate items needed was about 1 million. Some of these million items had accumulated in millions, resulting in astronomical totals. These supplies ranged from M4 tanks, 240 mm howitzers, and flamethrowers to bazookas, razor blades, and carrier pigeons free. They were moved all by ships on a rigid timetable to England. Each Yank protested that if we didn't stop piling equipment, the islands would surely tip. Aviation gasoline and fuel for tanks and trucks by the millions of gallons were stored. About 60% of the deadweight tonnage moved to front lines is either gasoline and oil. Fuels must be transported in oil drums until tankers can get close enough to share to connect with these portable pipelines. These lightweight pipelines, used with great success in Tunisia, will ease the problem of oil supply for our army in Europe. They are far more difficult for the enemy to see than a tanker truck. And because of these difficulty of landing in all of these well-defended beaches, Allied planners had identified elements of strategic advantages. If the German generals knew in advance exactly where to expect the invasion, they would gather all the defenses in just the right spot to counter the Allies. Thus, it was critical to spread the German defenses across the west coast of Europe so that few would be present at the eventual point of attack. The Nazi shore defenses consisted of rings of tubular steel scaffolding built underwater, 150 yards from the high water rifles. And this is behind a double apron of wire fence, with concrete anti-tank barriers in zigzag arrangements with protruding steel prongs called horn scullies for our troops. On the beach above the high water line was a 3-foot barbed wire fence, a minefield, and intricate deep wire obstacles, an anti-tank ditch, concrete anti-tank wall, and dragon's teeth, concrete blocks to stop tanks. Behind this maze of beach defenses were pillboxes, further back, heavy artillery, with these mine walls offshore. There are miniguns positioned in front to shoot at the defense's allies.
They would shoot at the people that would come out of these landing pods, essentially. As they came out, multiple soldiers were gunned down and killed.
You know, son, I know this year isn't hard, but there's still a special Christmas news broadcast.
Yay! I love the new Christmas broadcast. Let's watch it.
Turn it on.
Okay. Boop.
And we're back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's live.
Hello, today is Christmas for the world. Merry Christmas, everybody! This will be our last broadcast for this year, and will sum up every event that occurred in the recent years. This year we experienced an assassination attempt of our dear Führer. The culprit, thinking the Führer was deceased, started Operation Valkyrie to overthrow our government. He ended up capturing the general and commandeering a few of our government buildings. Fortunately, our Führer was not killed by the bomb, although fatally scathed went after General Stauffenberg, the original culprit. He was executed on live television by firing squad for his heinous crime. General Frum, what do you think about all this?
Well, first of all, I was scared for my life during the time I was a prisoner, and I saw them doing many horrific things to some of the other government officials. But when I heard about my Führer had not been killed, it was like a big weight was lifted from my shoulders, and I realized that I had been saved. My prediction ended up being correct, and Stauffenberg tried to flee.
That was a very eventful week now, isn't it?
Yes.
Another thing that happened recently in March was that 76 prisoners in the Stalag Luft 3 prison attempted an escape. The group, led by a RAF pilot, Roger Bushell, had built 300-foot tunnels throughout the year to escape from the prison. Fortunately, we captured 73 of these escapees. Now let's turn to our economics director. See you later, General Frum.
Hell,
Recently, we have seen a drastic increase in our employment rates. 30% of our population was unemployed, and now most people work. The amount of unemployment rates went from 301,800 to 70,500. This is partially due to allowing the capital projects to be paid in promissory notes and for making private businesses public. The imports have also been regulated as to make it so that our German industries are supported by the people and the money stays flowing through the people's hands. Now back to you, Steve.
Why is it so significant that this is happening?
Well, first of all, it means that Germany's economy is doing really well, and we will be able to be the superior race once and for all after we win the war. And we already know that we are winning.
This is a very good thing for our nation. It's good to know that we are striving to be the best economically and the best physically. And to close the last news broadcast for this year, I want to leave everyone with the last fact of the day. Soccer is the most popular sport here in Nazi Germany. We are very sincerely grateful for you staying with us tonight's journey. Good night and have a very Merry Christmas. And may you all have a Happy New Year. Heil Hitler.
Goodbye!
Alright, son. Son, get in there. Son, we're gonna watch some TV, alright?
Why?
Alright, you whiny kid. Let's watch some news.
Okay.
Turn it on.
Okay. Boop.
hello, America. What a bright morning for the election. Am I right? Ha ha ha. World War II is at its brink, at its finest hour, and I am the man to uphold American freedom and liberty against the Nazi powers. Vote for me, and I will make sure your safety is in line. I am the one that helped you get the Bill of Rights passed on June 22nd. Those Republicans also wanted us to build a bigger military and take away power from our executive branch. They also want to form a United Nations, but we all know how the last one turned out. So vote for me, and we'll work together to bring lasting peace.
Germany is at terms of total war and at the point of failing. How do you expect to win by your democratic representative, a lousy caretaker intended on bringing countries together in peace and the United Nations? Seems like something made for disaster.
You'll see the outcomes, and we'll decide who is better suited to the role of president.
Better clap.
I had Italian 432 for Roosevelt and 99 for Dewey.
Suck it, loser. I won my 4th consecutive term. Now, time to save America from total war against Germany.
Hey Dad, how about we watch the news now that the election is over? What's significant about these things anyway?
The man you just saw elected was the President of the United States, who helped our allies in the war and helped us lead in victory in the war. Okay, now let us watch the news. 1. Hello America, my name is Joe. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about the role of women within this war, our sports, and a new technological advancement that may change the tide of war. Today to talk about the role of women is Sally Winchester.
Thank you everyone. I'm here to inform you about our most helpful women. If you haven't noticed, all of our men have been going on to war. What does this mean?
I have no idea what this means, Sally.
Well, it means that us women have to take responsibility for the jobs in the factories. If we did not do this, our men, husbands, and sons that are in the battle would not have the necessary supplies to keep them fighting. Gives us the right to do something we want to do instead of just staying in the house and taking care of the children.
I have not thought about that, Sally, and I'm pretty sure the people coming back won't either. Well, Sally, I'm going to have to let you go now and hear what I can talk about our sports director, Billy Johnson.
What's up, y'all? How's it going?
I'm doing splendid now, Billy. I have to ask you one question. What is going with our sports?
Well, Joe, as you can see, the only two sports that are thriving at this current time is baseball and basketball. The reason for this is because they don't require too many supplies to play, but these supplies are taken to support the war effort. We always support the boys up there. See, these Germans, they have their puny soccer, while we have our manly sports.
That we do, Billy. I'm going to have to let you go this time. And well, I'm just going to hear about the received words that we have of a transmission from a special guest. It turns out to be the Harvard University mathematician Howard Eichen.
Thank you for having me, sir.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Well, it's nice to be here with you. Sorry for disturbing your show, but I have made a new important discovery. I have made the first computer.
That's good.
I've called it the Mark I computer, and this thing is amazing, even though it weighs 35 tons and fills up a whole room. But this beauty can produce 11-digit numbers as fast as 3 seconds. This may advance in the future. And hopefully this technology will spread. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.
Oh, that is one fast machine. Well, anyways, that was all the time we had for today. Goodbye, and see you next
later.
time, America. Signing out.
3.
Welcome, everyone, to the last part of this battle scheme. This is World War II fighting stage. To the right, we have Adolf Hitler.
Let's go!
And then to our left, we have General Dwight D. Eisenhower. Yeah, let's do this. All right, gentlemen, shake hands. In 3, 2, 1.
And we declare our winner! Stay over there!